Hello and welcome on Thomas Geiger Car. Today with the brand new Citroën C3. You might say, how boring, just another small SUV. But we need to consider this segment is booming and every manufacturer wants to have its piece of this hot cake. But Citroën knows how difficult it is to attract the attention of the customers in that overcrowded field of small city SUVs. And that's the reason why they've done a different approach. The car is looking cute from the outside and it tries to be very cozy from the inside and to give the segment a bit of French chic and a different twist. If it's really fulfilling this promise and if you want to know how that car drives, join me here on my test ride and I'll tell you more about it.
You think you won, you think I'm known. I feel ashamed, and I'll be back again.
In Europe, the C3 will be offered with only two petrol engines, 3-cylinder, 1.2 liters of displacement, and two versions of a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder diesel. The petrol engines are having 82 and 110 horsepower. The diesel engines are having 99 and 120 horsepower. Enough to get the car a little bit above 180 kilometers per hour, which is significantly lower than at many competitors, for example the Volkswagen T-Roc, but which is more than enough for that relaxed and comfortable suspension setting. Because like in every other French car, you don't want to speed, you just want to cruise and relax in the C3 Aircross. Even when the car tends to lose its breath pretty fast on the Autobahn, it's very agile and fun to drive in city traffic due to its compact size and its small turning circle and the good visibility. You will easily maneuver through the rush hour in the late afternoon or the early morning, and when you go shopping you will definitely have no difficulties finding the perfect parking spot. And if it might be too tight, you can always rely on the camera system that is showing the car from every angle and getting you into the box without any dents or scratches. C3 might look like an SUV with its higher ground clearance and the rugged fenders, and it gives you the same benefits as an SUV with the more comfortable access to the vehicle and the better view outside. But when it comes to the technology, it's just an ordinary front-wheel drive car that won't get you very far off the road. But at least they have added an intelligent traction control system that provides more traction on bad terrain, in snow, in mud, in sand, or even without stability control. And if you're on a steep hill and want to go down and a bit frightened because of the speed, then you can also have the down speed regulation system that brakes the car automatically and you crawl down the steepest hills. So for sure it's not comparable with a Jeep or with a real Quattro, but for the daily adventure it might probably be enough. Citroën has invested quite a bit of fantasy and creativity to make that car stand out the big crowd of small SUVs, which is especially important here in Europe, where the same platform is used by Opel for the Crossland X. So especially these two cars may not look a little bit the same. And since the competition is so hard, it's really important that you find your own style, your own look. Citroën did that with a two-color painting, so you get the roof in contrast colors to the body panels. You can add stickers like the one here on the window to get the side profile a different graphic. And something I really like is that the rugged look of the car with these patterns in the bumper. They're not really functional and there is no all-wheel drive available for the C3, but they're really looking like this small car is a big adventurer. The front design of the C3 Aircross is pretty unique as well, because they have divided the headlights into two areas, with the high beam in the high position and the daytime running light in the low position. And something that really makes the difference to all the other small SUVs is the very, very high bonnet that goes almost up to my hip. You won't find that in another car of that size, and that gives him a very bold, a very rugged look, and it's good for the pedestrian protection as well. Not only from the exterior point of view, also in the interior, Citroën tried to find another way to give you the feeling you're sitting in a different car. One of the examples is the handbrake. Same position as in almost every car, same functionality as in almost every car, but different design. And it's just looking great, and you got the feeling you're an airplane pilot when you tighten or lose that grip. It really handles well, and it's got a different look. Other examples are the way the touchscreen is integrated but also somehow separated from the rest. It's the look of the air vents that play with the same sheen as we have seen on the bumpers. It's even part of the door panels, where you always will find that rectangular shape that is the design theme of the C3 Aircross. And also the seats are not standard car seats. They're more like the chairs in your living room than what you expect in a small budget SUV. First of all, small SUVs have to look fancy and fashionable because they should attract the young urban customer. But second to that, they need to be very versatile and practical, because usually that's the first car a young family would buy. And from this point of view, it's really impressive how much space Citroën created in a car that is only 4.15 meters in length. You got enough space for 4 adults or for 2 adults and 3 kids on the 2 rows, and you got a pretty big trunk, which is holding more than 400 liters of luggage. Enough for a very, very big shopping trip or a small holiday journey. Thank you for joining me on my first test drive with the new Citroën C3 Aircross. For sure not the most powerful and not the most dynamic car in its segment, and definitely not the SUV with the best off-road capabilities. But that is not necessary in a segment that is so overcrowded. There are things more important, especially to find your own twist and to stand out from the crowd. Citroën does that with a cute design from the outside, with a cozy but versatile and roomy interior, and with something only a French manufacturer can offer: caractère. That is the reason why I think this car will make its way. Thank you, tschüsschen, and bye-bye.